Okay, so it seems like VTubers are losing a lot of viewers, and this is to do with some new Twitch rules which have recently came out, which have absolutely changed things, in the space in general, not just for VTubers, but for literally everybody. Now, obviously, what they've done is they've updated a few view count things to essentially eliminate the kind of like view botting problem that's been going on over in Twitch. Now, obviously, there's some aspects which I think would be, obviously good and beneficial to the site, including, getting rid of view bots. But the way that they've gone about it and the implementations that they've actually introduced are just not good enough, and even actually eliminate some real viewers, which actually affects a lot of streamers and obviously VTubers. And it seems like we've been seeing a big dip in VTuber viewership and big dip in viewership in general for a lot of streamers due to this change. Obviously this is a kind of account called VTuber Consulting. So it's for anyone worried that they've lost a lot of viewers. It's not just you. Here are the numbers. Now, this absolutely blew up. Now, it doesn't have very many likes, and obviously I don't really know what kind of legitimacy there is to this information, but this is what a lot of people have been referring to and talking about, and they say, yes, your views are down right now. Most VTubers' numbers are down. On July 29th, 4 days ago, the median number of views for a VTuber was at 15. Now the median is down to 3. That isn't a typo, 3. Also, this evening, 41% of VTubers had one or fewer viewers. In Twitch's efforts to reduce view botting, a lot of VTubers have seen an extreme reduction in view count. Although many larger VTubers didn't have the same decrease in viewership, a lot of VTubers seem to have lost almost half of their viewership, while the top actually saw a slight increase in viewers. It's highly unlikely that 90% of VTubers were view botting, so Twitch probably went a bit overboard, which, yeah, I definitely think is a very valid concern. And obviously, a lot of people, had a lot of problems with Twitch doing this, because whenever you eliminate kind of view bots and things, first of all, you kind of legitimize a lot of the kind of view bots that are still currently on there, the ones that are slightly better and can get past the system. But also at the same time, you're also removing real people from Twitch who aren't view bots, and obviously that loses a lot of VTubers, a lot of, viewers. And obviously, yes, some of these people might have been legitimately view botting, and that's why the median number of viewers has gone down. And I think it's to be expected that the median number will go down. But I think from 15 to 3 is quite a lot. Obviously, they said more on this topic. I've taken a sample of medium to larger VTubers and looked at the actual impact that they've seen today. For the sake of anonymity, I've removed the names and replaced it with their CCV for context. And obviously, yeah, you can see here 8,000, 2,000. Some of them have lost quite a lot of them, and the main number of VTubers have lost kind of viewership, which I think is very interesting. Obviously, as well, we go on to this other post, obviously people as well are saying as well, this maybe seem crazy, but Lily had a new model debut. If this data is only from today/yesterday, I don't know time zones, and only referred to in EM VTubers, could this have been an impact? I think it spiked to about 10k plus viewers. Now, yeah, Charlotte recently had her new model debut, which obviously is a very massive, huge event. It got about 13k whenever I saw it. They said it's possible that Charlie took a few viewers for some period of time, but that wouldn't explain why. And obviously, yeah, a lot of people are trying to kind of understand why this might have happened, because again, a lot of this data isn't so concrete. We don't really know where they've gotten this from, so I don't think this is like the most important information to go off. But obviously, a lot of people have been talking about it, including obviously Yi as well, saying as well that viewership has gone down for VTubers. Now, there's also this other post which has massively blown up and also prompted a response from the CEO of Twitch, Dan Clancy, who obviously talks a lot about what is going on and is very vocal, which I think is good that he's vocal. He doesn't make the best decisions, I'm going to be honest, but he does reply to a lot of people, which I think is at least better in my opinion. But honestly, he doesn't make the best decisions, regardless of whether he replies or not. They say, this is what I found out having friends who work for other tech companies and Twitch themselves. I wish I was joking, but let's be a warning to all I can tell. Obviously, they put here, Twitch viewbot system update, important info for streamers. Just a heads up for everyone, Twitch has rolled out a new viewbot detection system and it's not working well. Lurkers are being flagged as bots. If viewers don't interact, no messages or redemptions, they may not be counted in your view count, which obviously is a big issue because there are many people who lurk in streams. I lurk in a lot of streams. I don't really like to chat. I'm not an avid chatter. I'm not really trying to get someone's attention, unless maybe it's one of my friends that I'm watching. That's about it. I'm not really the type to watch some big streamer and just like you know, farm emotes or something in the chat. I like lurking, you know, I just enjoy watching the content. And yeah, obviously that's a big issue if they're not getting the viewership from me or from you watching someone's content without chatting, interacting, or doing anything with the stream. So after reviewing last night's stream data, several legitimate lurkers were not counted at all. Also looking at the detection code, many issues stand out. Best workaround, ask lurkers to send at least one message or use channel point redeems. Obviously, yeah, they're saying if you are a lurker, maybe just send a message when you join or something just to get it to pick you up as a viewer. Obviously, they said as well, gift sub system changes, leaked info apparently. I don't know if this is real or not. Again, we'll go into the response from Dan Clancy as well because he clears some things up too. They say, you know, the current sub distribution seems to actually prioritize gifting subs to bots and non-community members first, which, yeah, obviously was something that was exposed by, I think it was Dan Saltman, I think it was Dan Saltman. He obviously also exposed that too, apparently, that, you know, they were giving all the gift subs to bots and people who weren't really involved in the community, so that obviously you would buy more subs for more people, because obviously, you know, it then incentivizes the people that are actually watching to, you know, actually sub themselves, because if you're just giving them a sub and giving the most active people a sub, then you've just kind of eliminated your most likely person to actually gift us gift a sub. Now, again, super scummy that it's done that, because it should be the case that, you know, you should be able to gift it to some of the top people in the community rather than the people that don't interact or aren't even real people in the first place. I think that's super messed up. And they say this is based on a calculated viewer to bot ratio meant to avoid detection. Say the goal appears to be incentivizing more gifting by making it harder for your actual community to receive subs naturally. They also say AI misclassification. Twitch's AI now assumes that viewers with no input, chat, clicks, or redemptions are bots. Bots are faking interaction, heat maps, clicks on stream elements to appear legitimate. They say real lurkers get flagged, bots get through. So they're essentially saying that lurkers, real people, are the ones that are getting not counted, and bots, the ones that are, you know, have some implementations to make it look like they're a real viewer, are the ones that are being seen as real viewers, which obviously is a problem. And they say what to expect. Many streamers are already seeing a 50 to 60% drop in view counts. Don't be discouraged. It's the system, not your content or the community, which, yeah, it's very interesting. Now, obviously, we go into the response from Dan Clancy. Obviously, there's been a community note as well from his response to this. And obviously, a lot of people as well saying, you know, this kind of sucks. You know, I noticed this in my last stream, everything like that. And then Dan actually puts here, Nico Unix, I want to respond quickly. Don't know who you talk to, but this is simply not true. We do not flag lurkers as bots, and the statement about subscriptions is also emphatically not true. Again, not sure where you heard this from. This is not how the system works. Now, obviously, yeah, we've got people like Kitsu also saying, then please explain why so many people's views are down. My views are down, my friends' views are down, people who have used 4 viewers, who used to have 4 viewers, now only have 1, even though they have confirmed lurkers. Real viewers are not counted anymore. Fix it. You're making me lose my love for Twitch, which, yeah, is 100% true, because although you could like argue with the fact of whether all of this information is true or not, it's very, very obvious that viewership is going down. You look at any other streamer that is streaming on the platform at the moment, you know, a lot of their viewerships are down. Even if it is like a big streamer and they've gone down from, you know, obviously like 10,000 to only 8,000. Oh no, how could they possibly survive on 8,000 views? I know. But you can see it with everybody, you know, no matter how much it affects them, and even smaller streamers where it's affecting them even more, because that little bit of a difference does actually make a big difference to them. And obviously, yeah, it's just something that is terrible for a lot of VTubers that are trying to get started out, and also for some of the big ones as well, because obviously it then limits the amount of growth that people can have, and it's kind of changed the whole system in terms of viewership over on Twitch. And people are very confused. They want to know what's going on. They want to know why everyone is losing views. Now, obviously, a lot of, you know, people would point that just towards, oh, it's just view bots. Everyone's view botting. That's why they're losing viewers. But honestly, I don't think that is the reason. Obviously, as they said, multiple people have confirmed that they have been lurking in the chat and their view didn't count. And, you know, they've run different little experiments on this. And, you know, say, you know, you could literally try it yourself. Go live. You could go live and obviously see what happens. And then get like 4 of your friends or whatever to join and lurk and not say a word, don't chat, and maybe have one of them chat, and then see if you get 1 viewer or if you get 4 viewers. I think that is the way that we can confirm it. And obviously, you know, people like Kitsu saying that they've, you know, tried it out, or they've got friends who have tried it out and everything like that. And obviously, you got like Rosie Belmu here saying, man, I was saying this happened the day it dropped. I guess at least I'm not alone, but they need to fix this ASAP. And yeah, it's 100% true. they need to fix this. You know, we don't need Dan Clancy saying, this isn't true, I don't know where you've heard this from, whatever, which again, maybe some of this stuff that they're kind of, you know, exposing or whatever isn't true, but there is still a true fact that people are losing viewership one way or another, and that this system just isn't working. Obviously, we keep going on saying, new 2025 wasn't done with VTubers yet, and I'm going to be honest, I still don't think we're done. I still think there's way more worse that's going to happen in 2025. It's, again, you know, there's so much more to do with the censorship stuff, and, you know, there's probably, you know, let's be real, we thought everything was done, like, early in the year with all the Cinder stuff, and then obviously all the stuff dropped with, like, Astro Arcadia, and then made all of the stuff after that, and that, and you know, it kept going on and on and on and on, and obviously, you know, we're not even near December yet, you know, we're well off December. I think there's still plenty more to come in 2025, we're not done yet. Obviously, they're saying, I'm gonna put resources and thoughts in this thread to read over and consider. Investors are scared because of the VShojo collab. It's harder to find viewers. We got to do some work. And obviously, yeah, they put in a whole thread as well on ideas of how you can get more visibility for VTubers, you know, how to become a guest at conventions and essentially help them promote them to become a, you know, a more well-known VTuber, which honestly, I think some pretty helpful information, obviously, for people that, you know, are struggling with this recent change. And obviously, people are now just trying to find ways around it and ways that they can grow their viewership, even despite a lot of them not counting if they are lurkers, which I think is pretty crazy. They obviously say, as well, Twitch just made it official, small streamers don't matter. If your viewers don't type in chat, they're now flagged as bots, even if they're real people just quietly watching. Most viewers don't talk, they lurk. That's normal. But now we lose visibility, discoverability, and credibility for having an audience. You're not fighting bots, you're killing small creators. I'm done. Moving to a different platform that actually wants me to grow. Which, yeah, is something that we've seen over the past couple of months. A lot of people are moving to different platforms, including VTubers, over to places like Kick, to places like YouTube, to places like, I don't know, maybe TikTok, I guess, but I mean, TikTok's kind of like a side one. You always do that like alongside something. So again, obviously, it's pretty crazy, the stuff that's going on, and now it's, you know, prompting a lot of people to leave and go to other places, which I think is pretty insane. And obviously, yeah, I mean, you know, that response from Dan has not been well received at all. You know, 8,000 likes and only 60 likes and 8,000 views, the wrong way around there, which is pretty crazy as well for like a response. Obviously, Kitsu then like kind of doubles down on it, saying, why are there so many people with views down then, and from the people that are just small, and don't you dare say they're just view botted. Explain to me why someone would view bot themselves to 4 viewers. My views are down, my friends' views are down, your system is a joke. I love this platform so much, I love my community, but there's no denying that this is happening. You're hurting your bottom line and pretending the problem doesn't exist. Do we not make enough money for you to care? I'm losing my mind and burning out and begging you fix Twitch. Which, yeah, obviously people saying unbanned users banned unfairly like myself. I said I have no reason to believe anything him and his staff say, which, yeah, is 100% true, especially considering a lot of the stuff that has happened recently with all of the Twitch changes and how much Dan likes to kind of, you know, twist things and everything like that. So again, obviously it's a very weird situation. Viewership is down at the moment, so if you are a VTuber that is streaming, then your viewership will probably be down. And, you know, that's not saying that you're being view botted. It might be, you know, you might be getting view botted. Again, there's plenty of reasons. It could have been that there was a big view botting problem and that everybody is getting view botted on Twitch, which honestly, I can't see that happening. I don't know why someone would do that. But obviously, you know, it's not always a VTuber's fault that, you know, they have been, or not even just a VTuber, just a creator in general. It's not their fault always that they've been view botted. Sometimes it can be an outside source wanting to either target them, or it could be a company trying to push them for a game, whatever. So again, that could also be the case. And then also you had the case of people actually just view botting and now they've just lost all their viewers. But I think in this case, it's more of an issue with the AI actually struggling to determine who's real and who's not, which is obviously booting a lot more people from the viewership count than it should be. You know, whatever reason for that is to be, whether it's the whole lurking thing where, you know, you don't chat, you don't interact, then maybe that's an issue with it, or it could be something else. You know, we don't really know, and people are fed up of this happening. VTubers are fed up of this happening, and obviously it seems like obviously a lot of people are trying to make a change and are trying to call out this kind of behavior in these posts. But yeah, I mean, that's all of it. That's essentially everything that is going on at the moment with Twitch. Again, this seems to be a kind of ongoing situation, so I'll keep you guys up to date if there's anything else that comes out about this. But so far, that's all we've got, obviously, from Twitch support and also Dan Clancy himself. And yeah, all of the VTubers talking about this and that are affected by this and that are worrying about a lot of the viewership that is kind of dropping at the moment. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend going over there and checking it out. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. That's all.